Hi guys, welcome to the Garden Tractor Geek YouTube channel. This is my 1979 Cub Cadet 1250 hydrostatic with a manual lift, 12 horsepower Kohler K301. We actually got this at a local auction. My dad won this. It was originally sold in Mifflinburg at a International Harvester dealer. I assume probably 1979 or 1980. But yeah, here it is. So, to get on the backstory of this was at a local auction, and it was at a local antique machinery show, and we were bidding on a few machines, and this was really clean, but we didn't have a chance to check it out by the time it came up for bid. So my dad ended up bidding on it. We won it, and I pulled the side panel off and quickly found out that the engine was locked up. Checked it out. Turns out it had no oil in the engine. It was locked up due to oil starvation. So, at that point, my dad really wasn't too interested in doing much with it, and was considering just reselling it. But I was like, I want to give it a try and see what happens. So we ended up taking the spark plug out, put some penetrating oil down the cylinder, and then we decided to try and spin the drive shaft. Well, after a few failed attempts, I can't exactly remember what we were doing to try to get it to spin over. My dad got the idea to get a big pipe wrench and put on the drive shaft. So after we did that, we actually freed the engine up. It wasn't easy, but he did get it. And we spun it over a few times after that just to work the penetrating oil and everything down into the cylinder. After that, what we did is we turned the starter over, and at that point the tractor just kept spinning faster and faster and faster, freeing itself up as we're spraying more penetrating oil down the cylinder. So I went and immediately put a compression tester on the engine and got, like, I want to say 50 or 60 psi of compression. Not great, but maybe just enough to run, and that was kind of my thinking at that point. So we just threw fresh gas in it, didn't touch the carb or anything. We obviously put the spark plug, was it the original? Yeah, I think it was the original spark plug back in it. And lo and behold, it fired right up and ran, but it was blowing smoke rings everywhere. So I let it run for a couple minutes, and I went and just revved the throttle up and took it up some really steep hills. And halfway through, you could start to tell the engine was picking up power. And so I just kept putting it under more and more load, and eventually the engine just came to life. So after about 30 minutes of putting it through some hard work and running it, I brought it back down, let it cool down for a bit. I ended up getting around 150 psi of compression. So, kind of one of those miracle stories. I'll show you around a little bit, but it still has the pipe wrench marks on the drive shaft. I don't think you'll be able to see that today, unfortunately, just because the tonneau cover's there. But you'll just have to trust me on that. It's pretty dirty. It was a barn find, basically. I don't know how long it was ran, but judging by the shearing on this thing doesn't have a lot of hours. I believe it was ran years ago and ran out of oil, and it just sat for a really long time. Now, it does have a new spark plug in here. Obviously fresh oil. Probably could use another change again. I've been very frequent on oil changes just due to the reason of it being locked up at one point. I'm running straight 30 oil in here mixed with Lucas oil. This thing will always have to run on Lucas oil until I get the engine redone one day. But I'm going to run it for right now. As you can see, it's in immaculate shape. It is a true barn find tractor. Original front and rear tires even. I mean, it's in awesome shape. Let you listen to it run. Now, this is a quiet line series, so it will be pretty quiet overall. But yeah. Oh, gotta push the brake in. Now, a couple things I still need to do. I need to do a hydrostatic fluid flush, and the hydrostatic fan is broke. Luckily, Charlie Proctor with Cadet Specialties shipped me a fan and a hydro filter. I'll pick up the fluid here at some point once I get a chance. Definitely recommend checking them out. Just check out Cadet Specialties online. And yeah, enjoy the video. It's a little smoky here and there, but considering this thing was locked up, it runs awesome. As you guys can see, this thing runs awesome considering the circumstances. It's actually a really cool miracle story, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. Please like, subscribe, check out my other videos, and have a good one.